This new study reveals the 5 biggest reasons why Americans aren't buying EVs, and it also reveals that the lobbying by big oil and Toyota has worked. The concept that EVs are bad for the environment has been spread by, like I said, Toyota and big oil, and a lot of people have believed this stuff. A lot of YouTubers are making up this kind of content. It's completely false, but they're saying it. The biggest reasons for not buying an EV include concern about lack of charging infrastructure and charging stations, and also home charging. Concern about driving range at 73%, concern about overall cost at 70%, and concern about the environmental impact at 60%. 60% of Americans surveyed believe that EVs are worse for the environment than internal combustion. A new study has revealed that Americans are very confused about electric cars. Don't worry, Americans, so are Australians. However, the study also revealed that Americans can't understand why Toyota doesn't make electric cars because they want to buy them. Toyota hasn't seen the study, clearly. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Last year, 0.27% of all Toyota cars sold worldwide were electric. I'm sure there was plenty of hybrids with, what do they use? Nickel metal hydride batteries, or whatever the hell those things have in them that are 20 years old. Anyway, I'm sure there's plenty of hybrids sold worldwide with those batteries in them. However, very few actual electric cars were sold last year. And I think Americans are like, why? I mean, we want to buy EVs and Toyota doesn't make any. Anyway, electric cars are clearly increasing in popularity drastically. EV sales are up this year in Europe by 60%. Globally this year, EV sales are up by 50%. There's a big rise, right? A big market, continue to grow, grows bigger every single week. And Toyota isn't really a part of the party right now. Tesla consistently sees record EV deliveries year over year, maybe not quarter over quarter, but year over year. So are BYD. And other automakers like Polestar, Mercedes, and BMW are seeing their EV sales rise drastically. However, electric cars still comprise a relatively smallish portion of the new car market in the United States. In 2022, they were 5.6% of total new market share. Many consumers are skeptical about electric cars because of misinformation from Toyota for one, but also it's a new concept, it's a new paradigm. They're unsure how it works, they're unsure about range, charging. They have other concerns as well. I think it's a lot of people are resistant to change, even if it's for the better. A new survey shows what's going on in the heads of many Americans right now, and it's kind of interesting to see because I often wonder this sort of thing. And when I traveled in America, I found Americans to be more friendly than Australians. People don't like it when I say that, but a lot of people tell me that as well. We had quite a few Americans stop and help us when we were in situations which were a bit dicey, riding our bikes across America. People offering to have us stay at their houses. People were really kind to us. But there still is a little bit of a kind of an old school way of thinking across a lot of particular states in America. Conducted by Yahoo Finance and Ipsos, 1,025 United States adults were sampled in late September and early October, so within the last month. Within the study, the participants were asked several questions according to Inside EVs, with the first being, next time you purchase a new vehicle, how likely, if at all, will that vehicle be electric? The survey considered plug-in hybrids and EVs. 21% responded not too likely. 7% answered very likely, and another 7% answered extremely likely. 11% of the sample did not select an answer. They were maybe mentally challenged, I don't know. Anyhow, in this survey, only 30% of respondents were familiar with the EV tax credit. Now, this survey is different to the results we've seen of other surveys. Now, another survey that I saw a couple of months ago said that 50% of Americans were considering an EV for their next car. So it probably really depends on who you ask, where they live, and how old they are. Next year, the federal tax credit will become available at the point of sale. So when you buy the car, you'll be able to get the tax credit immediately. This will drastically reduce the upfront price of the car and will definitely help spur EV sales. There appears to be many cost misunderstandings, though, still when it comes to EVs. A lot of people don't realize that EVs are not expensive. In fact, for example, the Tesla Model Y and the Mustang Mach-E both qualify for these EV incentives, meaning they're actually cheaper than an alternative gasoline-powered car. Even the Ford F-150 Lariat, once the discount tax credit is applied, it's actually cheaper than a gasoline-powered Ford F-150 Lariat, which is amazing. However, within the report, 30% of consumers said they consider a Toyota as their number one EV choice, but there's not really anything for them to buy. Tesla came next with 23%, followed by 20% for Honda, who also don't make EVs, 15% were interested in General Motors, and Ford was at 14%. Despite consumer sentiment, this doesn't mean that there's any correlation between these responses and actual sales. Tesla in 2022 represented 65% of all electric cars sold in North America. Toyota and Honda EVs, well, they sold almost nothing. However, Honda doesn't currently sell EVs at all. They do have a Honda Prologue coming in 2024, but they don't even make that. It's made by General Motors, rebadged by Honda. Maybe even General Motors rebadge it for Honda as well. Who knows? Anyhow, their last electric vehicle was actually made in 2019. It was called the Clarity Electric. It was a hatchback with a range of only 89 miles. Toyota's only current EV, the BZ4X, and of course basically the same car rebadged as a Lexus called the RZ450E, managed 4,221 sales in the third quarter of 2023, as in less than 1% of Toyota and Lexus sales in North America. However, in that period of time, Ford sold 14,842 Mustang Mach-E's. So even though Americans are saying they want more than anything else, or at least these Americans, a Toyota EV or a Honda EV, Toyota and Honda are still not really that interested in serving them with these products. Now, the interesting thing is here, surely, right, Toyota know that North America would be surveying its customers. Surely they'd be aware of this information. But it appears as though they're not. Toyota HQ says that there just isn't enough electric car demand to really take EVs all that seriously. Now, they do plan on making them. They will manufacture them in North America, in fact. But just, they're going to take their time to do that. They won't be making all that many. 15% of their vehicles that they sell in 2030 will be electric, even though the requirement is for 50% of all cars in 2030 to be electric in North America. So, why is it that Toyota has their head in the sands? Or do they? Are they just pretending that they're not taking it seriously and they're actually secretly working on some plans? I mean, they do plan on using Tesla-like gigacasting, which will help save a lot of money and a lot of time by reducing 88 parts down to 1. Does Toyota have something else up its sleeve? Is it secretly working on, hang on a minute, a solid-state battery? The same one they've been working on since 2012, which would be in all their EVs in 2018? I don't know. I don't think that's really happening. But you never know. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.